which I sailed on as a cadet in 1954 for the first time on a trip from New London, Connecticut down to Bermuda. And now I have an opportunity to relive that experience, not as a cadet, but as a guest aboard for a short trip from San Francisco down to Los Angeles. Prior to boarding, I got this welcome packet, a note from the commanding officer, Captain Sennett, some general information, and a form letter to be given to my doctor to fill out this medical questionnaire, which in part says that he feels that I'm qualified to not only sail aboard Eagle, but to also climb the rigging. I didn't have to bribe him to sign that, and so I got it all together and was good to go. So, time to go aboard. Find out what I'm supposed to do. Well, I've checked in my quarters for the next few days. The flag stateroom. I'll take a look at that in a minute. Flag stateroom is rumored to be the stateroom put aside for Hitler back in those days. Let's check it out. Certainly nice wood paneling. Comfortable looking bunk. Two portholes to view the world. Lots of drawers. Hanging closet. A little desk. Picture of me. And there you have it. Area here just aft of my stateroom is the flag mess. And I believe the captain's stateroom is around here someplace. I haven't found that yet. List of former COs. Current captain, Chris Sennett. And there's the way forward. There's some nameplate data. German, built in Hamburg, 36, 72 years ago. Transfiguration to Eagle, rebuilt by the yard. And all kinds of other plaques and mementos from the sail tall ship community, it looks like. Including the sister ship Gorschwach. Well, one of the other participants in Operation Sail that was tied up astern of Eagle got underway, obviously, and is headed out for who knows where. Our departure is delayed because we're still waiting for some cadets to get here from New London. So we remain tied up here at the dock for some time to come. Notice one thing that's missing here on the forecastle is the old hand-powered anchor windlass that I recall spending some time on. All electric powered now. Things are just not the same.
you're up here, pay close attention. In case you haven't figured it out, 150 feet in the air is slightly different from where you've been working the last several weeks. Everything we do on here is geared towards sending you home with all your fingers attached and operating properly. With that, Chief Green.
Seems like inherently dangerous to the guys on board, not that all of them aren't, but the one going down to the galley itself, the double ladder well there, I think they mentioned earlier that we had a couple people fall down over the summer already down through there, and also the one going down to the Chief's mess when we're heeled over. There's another one people tend to fall down. And it's not anything other than the fact that they forget the one rule is one hand for the ship and one hand for yourselves. So just remember that as you're walking around transiting through the ship. With this belt, you're safe too, as far as if you capsize or go upside down in the rig, you're not going to fall out of your belt. It's probably actually more comfortable than sitting straight up in your belt, because when you sit straight up, as I was saying a few minutes ago, it wasn't tight, it was going to be uncomfortable for them. I can tell you right now, this is very uncomfortable. And the reason for it is because the belt wasn't that tight to start with. So you can tell this is going to be a very painful belt in the rig.
You're going out into a marine environment. And you're also here in a military ship, though it doesn't feel that way when you look around. Not a whole bunch of guns, not a whole bunch of flight decks. But the rules are still the same for us. I have them for the crew with regard to cell phones, to rings, to watches, to when they have to be on watch and so forth.
Okay, how do we put this belt on? Briefing, working their way up starboard shrouds here on the mainmast. They have to get out around the out. Cadets turn to do it now. Take it off. Sure you're in a data stream.
So that would be manned and ready. So you'd say man ready, and then you make it back up. Up, fist on it, and go right into your figure eights.
From the cadre standpoint, leadership, how to organize that group to accomplish a task. From the your side of the house, followership, how to begin, usually a reason for it, and it needs to be executed now. Okay? You guys will all probably either tack or wear the ship, which means every line that you can see on this deck will be touched, every piece of metal you see up there will be moved around, and a lot of the sails that are folded up will be doused and set again. Those are a whole bunch of little teams, but to make this organization go, I need all of them to work together. So through analogy, you're beginning to learn about bureaucracy. You're beginning to learn about the larger organization, the Coast Guard, that you guys are going to run later on. The last part, this is one very easy for me on, so I can make sure I can check the list with them. Okay. The sailing ship is an anachronism. Okay? Maybe in the future, as gas prices and everything keep going up, we'll see more of them out there. As I understand it, there's some cargo ship, one of those beasts, that goes and sails across the ocean with a power wing to pull it now to increase its fuel economy. This is a holdover from the 1980s. look at it from that perspective, please realize it's at the end of about a 5,000-year evolutionary chain. We have watertight bulkheads that were brought to us by the Chinese. We have square sails that were pretty much used by the Norwegians and the Northern Europeans. The fore and aft sail is from the Middle East. They basically, the Dow sail, the triangular sail there. So you've got all of humanity involved in this ship. And it also capitalizes on one other thing. And I'm probably the biggest example of it, and that is that sailors are basically lazy people. Okay? When you first started going to sea, the way you did it was somebody walked by with a drum and beat, and a whole bunch of us pulled on oars. We decided that was way too much work. So we figured out that we could use the wind and get around on that, and ultimately we figured out how to do that as easy as possible. It was cheap.
Well, it's 6:30. We just had our pre-departure briefing. And we're singling up the mooring lines. The special sea detail has been set. And a lot of milling around going on. But we'll be soon underway. Having some cadets manning the wheel. Going out on the Bay Bridge. First span here. And out past Alcatraz and the Golden Gate.
You shoot Lima, the light tower on top of Alcatraz. So it's
Tuesday morning, a little after 8, we got an offshore overnight far enough to get out of the fog, still sitting there to the east of us, but nice and sunny here this morning. And we're going to set some more sails here, in particular on those two yard arms, the gallant and the royal yards on both main mast and the foremast there. So they're starting to climb up. A little higher today for the new folks. we got lots of volunteers and line handlers down here at deck. First step in evolution is to climb up the mast and up to the yard arms and out on the foot ropes to loosen the gaskets that are holding the sails strapped to the top of the yard arm. The lady there has the situation well in hand. As do our counterparts in the other yards. Okay, here's a main royal in its gear, as they say. There. There's the fore gallant. It's been let fall. They'll be coming into the mast and down. Same thing's already happened on the main. Be good to set them as soon as everybody gets back on deck. One to go.
The lenses are to protect your eye.
A couple basic parts of the section, right? Most basic of all, you have the frame right here. Okay? That's what basically holds the section together. Has to be very carefully made so that everything stays in perfect alignment. Get a handle. You just look through your eyepiece and you can just see the horizon. You know, kind of like looking through one side of a pair of binoculars. That's all it is. Then, over here you've got a couple of mirrors, right? You have a mirror, you have this one right here. You've got mirror, glass. Right? So as you're looking through here, all right, you see this mirror that reflects up to this one, all right? Now, this here, this is the arm of the section, all right? This is what basically use these and adjust your scale until it reaches 39. What I'm doing there is I'm just kind of helping you find it because it's really hard to like find the approximate angle once you get started. Okay, so I'm giving you the where to get started, and then you'll be able to adjust it from there.
Some other training going on here, firefighting gear. Not sure what that group's doing. Breathing apparatus over there. Another round of section training here. Something else up there at the foremast. 2:30 Tuesday afternoon. Nice sun staying with us. Breeze is freshened up. We're still offshore. You can barely see the mountains. Maybe not. Anyway, we're going through some more drills. It's a damage control drill here. We have flooding in the ship. We need to get that flooding stopped. 3 feet of water on deck. Looks like whack-a-mole here. Pound one in and another one flows out. Wednesday morning about 9:30, do a little more tour of the ship. This is the flag stateroom here. I shouldn't say stateroom. Flag officer's lounge. Largely unused because we don't have any flag officers aboard, but a nice area for sure. Here's the main passageway to officers' country. And then I think we already looked at this. Loma and Voss. Look at the wardroom. Only sails are set are the mainsails, main square sails, I should say. And we're moving along at about 7.5 knots, under 10 sails, so we're not doing badly. And we're on schedule. More training going on in the waist, same as yesterday. Sail stations have been called here at 10:15 Wednesday morning. We're going to set all sails because we are in the race with another sailing ship behind us and making 9 knots. So we want to, okay, hauling out the lower mizzen. Setting a staysail.
That's well the station. That's well men braces.
Well, all sails are set. We've been secured from sail stations. Just making up the lines, securing the deck, and we're picked up about 1.5 knots to 2 knots of speed. So we're now headed for the finish line off of Ventura somewhere, about 40 miles or so away. Things are looking good in the sail department. These are immersion suits, otherwise known as Gumby suits.
So put the bags over your shoes. You're gonna have to get them inside.
Okay. Nice.
And a little demo on how to put it on.
Lifeboat 1, all present.
gray morning, a gray Thursday morning off the Southern California coast. If we're to make our destination by this time tomorrow morning. 12:45 Thursday afternoon. No wind, as you can tell by the flag. Anemometers not even twirling. Sails are flapping. And the waters are absolutely calm. All hands to quarters.
Good afternoon, shipmates. All right, if the word has not yet gotten around, let me congratulate you all. You won the sailboat race last night at 1 in the morning.
Yeah, we have a little whale action here. Guess he's checking us out. That will mean the end of our sailing on this little short cruise that ends tomorrow in Los Angeles Harbor. We've added another passenger here, like a sparrow of some sort. In the meantime, getting the sails furled. While all those cadets on the cadet training continues, we're now learning the fine art of polishing brass. Good job there. Also learning how to suji. And there's plenty of brass to take care of, as well as plenty of suji areas. All in preparation for our port entrance tomorrow and anticipated visitors. So, want to look sharp. Thanks to cadet labor, we will. Yeah, here's the view from the fore top. Kind of a sunset experience, except the sun's going to be hidden behind the clouds over there. Cadets are looking smaller from up here. Big change from my experiences 55 years ago is the fact there's now ladies aboard Eagle, and they are climbing the rigging just as vigorously as any of the male cadets, and male enlisted too, I should say. This young lady here just promoted to bosun mate 3rd class today. I've seen her up and down the rigging numerous times. A very seasoned Eagle sailor. Well, another form of cadet activity here, some kind of card game. Crazy Eights, who knows? But back here, we have 2 swabs industriously shining their boondockers, now part of the standard cadet uniform issue. And this guy's polishing his dress shoes. Not seeing any spit being used, but hand rubbed like that certainly suggests that's part of the process. And then over here, we just have sea stories being told Lovely evening. Change of the watch going on here. Duty section coming on. In the meantime, we have a visit by a Coast Guard 87-footer, commanded by Lieutenant J.G., recent Academy graduate. Gives these cadets all something to aspire to. The black fin. In the meantime, the cadets have found another vantage point to observe the passing scene out on the bowsprit. Not a bad ride. And the 87-footer just stern launched their Zodiac right out the stern there. I'm sorry I missed that particular evolution. Pretty neat. One last sunset scene here as we appear to be reversing course. Go back to the east. Evening's entertainment includes a movie being shown in the wastes. Iron Man is tonight's feature. Friday morning, 0817. We're offshore under cloudy skies. We're headed over here. We're waiting to take on guests that will ride Eagle into the harbor. So that's the next step in the evolution. Then we'll be taking on a pilot and we'll head on in. Now as we hover off the entrance, close to the track line between Santa Catalina and the mainland, we're currently picking up some riders that will be going with us on in. Looks like mostly coasties. And whenever we get the passengers on board, we'll take the pilot aboard the pilot boat here. Towards the harbor. Hovering demonstration here. There's a welcome from the LA Fire Department.